Alright guys, welcome to Learnlyte. In this video, we're going to talk about conditional statements. So first, as always, let's begin by what is a conditional statement. A conditional statement allows us to test certain conditions in our program, and if that condition holds true, then we perform one action, and if the condition holds false, we perform another action. The simplest form of conditional statement that we can use is called the if statement. So let's take a look at that right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring up idle, ideally, and I'm gonna have this file called condition. I'm gonna open that one. Alright. So let's begin by the simplest form of conditional statement known as the if statement. So let's go. Def. I'm gonna create a function called condition. Or better yet, I'm gonna call the function positive, and this takes a parameter x or argument x, and basically what we're gonna say if x is greater than 0, then I want to print out x is a positive number. Alright, let's hit save and run that and see what do we get. Alright, so let's call the function positive. And let's pass a value of 5 into it. And we get x is a positive number. So what is this function saying? This is a conditional statement known as the if statement. And right here, this line right here, we're testing a condition. The condition that we're testing is that if x is greater than 0, if that condition is true, then this statement gets executed. If the condition is not true, nothing gets executed. And this right here is known as a Boolean expression. And Boolean expressions are basically those expressions in Python that yields a true or false value. And we can use Boolean expressions by incorporating what is known as the relational operator. Relational operator includes the greater than sign, the less than sign, and the equal to sign, that one. And these are not only the ones that we'll use, but we also have less than and equal to and greater than and equal to. So these relational operators basically are used to create Boolean expressions which generate, I should say, true or false value. And we can use these true or false value to test certain condition. And in this case, we're testing if x is greater than 0, then we print this statement. If it is not greater than 0, then nothing happens. And we can see it in this example where I'm going to call the function again. But this time I'm going to pass a negative value, such as 5, negative 5. Go ahead and hit enter, and nothing happens. Alright. Let's take a look at another example. In this example, this is known as a if-else statement. How does that work? We're going to call this function smaller, and you'll see in just in a minute. It takes two arguments, x and y, and basically what we're going to say if x is greater than y, then I want to print x is greater. Right? Else print x is not greater than y. Up here I'm gonna put than y. Okay, so what this is saying if x is greater than y, then we're gonna print x is greater than y. Else, if it is not greater than y, we're gonna print x is not greater than y. So as you can imagine, if this statement holds true, then this statement gets executed. However, if this statement does not hold true, then it's this statement under the else that gets executed. and this is known as a if-else statement. This allows this allows us to perform an action if the condition does not hold true. Whereas in the case above, if the condition doesn't hold true, then nothing happens. But in this case, if the condition doesn't hold true, something will happen. So let's run that and find out to see if it works. Okay, let's call the function smaller. And I pass in a value of 5 and 4. And we get x is greater than y. So as we can see, the first condition holds true because 5 is greater than 4. Let's see if the other part of the function works. We're going to pass in 4 and 5. We'll go ahead and hit enter, and we get x is not greater than y because 4 is not greater than 5. Hence, this condition here holds false, and since this condition is false, then this statement here gets executed. Alright, and this is known as the if-else statement. Let's take a look at another conditional statement known as the else-if statement. And the else-if statement basically allows us to test multiple conditions. So let's see that in action. I'm going to say def. I'm going to call this smaller _2. And this one is going to take two arguments, x and y again. And this time I'm going to say if x, let's use a different operator. If x is less than y, then I want to print. I want to print x is less than y. And now, here comes the fun part. We're going to write this keyword elif, followed by the condition, else if x is greater than y, I want to print x is greater than y, and then followed by, I'm going to say else print x and y are equal. So if x is not greater than y and it's not less than y, then that means, mathematically speaking, x should equal y. Alright, that makes sense. So you can take note right here, we're testing one condition, if x is less than y, and in this statement right here, we're testing another condition, if x is greater than y. So if this statement here holds true, then this statement here gets executed. However, if this statement holds true, then it is this statement which gets executed. And the beauty about the else is that if this condition doesn't hold true, and this condition doesn't hold true, then this statement is what gets executed. Alright, and let's see that in action. Okay, hit save. Alright, let's call this function smaller _2. Takes two values, x and y, so we're going to say 5 and 4. And we hit enter, we get x is greater than y, which is correct. Let's do the opposite. This time we're going to pass in 4 and 5. We hit enter, we get x is less than y. Okay, and let's see what happens when they're equal. So I'm going to say 0 and 0. And we get x and y are equal. Alright, so you've seen these many types of conditional statement. We see the if statement, the if-else statement, and the else-if statement. And this keyword, elif, is just a Python shorthand way of writing else-if. Elif is just shorthand of writing else-if, and this is valid Python code right here. Okay, and that is it in this video. So as you can see, condition statement allow us to test certain conditions in our program, and if the condition holds true, then we perform one statement. If it doesn't hold true, we can ask Python to perform a different statement, or in the first example, do nothing at all. So I hope you learned a lot. We covered conditional statement, and we saw some new operators such as the greater than, the less than. Now I want to go over one more. I'm gonna write here, I'm gonna replace this else with one more condition just to introduce you guys to a new operator. When I say else if x is equal to y, then we print x and y are equal. Okay, so this is just testing another condition. This is just testing if x has the same value as y, and this shouldn't change the function properties at all. So if I were to call the function smaller underscore 2 and pass in the same thing 0 and 0, I should get back the same answer. X and y are equal. So this is just to introduce it to a new operator known as the equal, which basically tests if two items are equal in Python, or two variables. And that's it for conditional statements. I want to thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and please like, share, comment, and subscribe for more content. And once again, thank you for watching.